Guys, it is Thursday, which means you guys get to see me, Ezra, on this Diary of a YouTube collaboration project. This week's topic is mental health, and I thought I would just share a bit of my experience with my depression. A combination of factors like school, stress of school, and my gender and sexuality crisis, and my relationship with my family really drove me to a dark spot in my life. And honestly, I don't remember very much of it. And this happened this year, and so I just honestly, I look back on it, and I didn't really realize how bad I was getting and how depressed I was getting, and the things that seemed normal and okay in my mind then, they're not okay or normal at all. They're frightening, and it's dark, and honestly, all I remember is being numb, nauseous, and anxious. And it's scary because, you know, I'm left with this fear of being depressed again, and it's honestly one of my biggest fears within my life. And I tend to avoid sad movies or sad topics just so, because if I start crying or I feel negative emotions, even though negative emotions are healthy to an extent, you know, they are a part of life. And as I was told by someone, good emotions are, or negative emotions are what make good emotions great, what make them better by comparison. And every negative emotion I feel, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going back into depression? Was this just a good patch of feeling? Am I just feeling good for right now? Well, I don't know. But all I know is that I'm the happiest I've been in a very, very, very long time. I told my best friend about a month ago that I was happy, genuinely, for the first time in, gosh, a couple years at least. And it really is like climbing a mountain when you're battling depression, because the more you battle it, the worse it really seems. And as you get higher up the slope, it gets harder and harder and harder. But once you finally get over the hardest point, the tip, things get easier, and you can finally see the light or the end of the trail. And for a while, it really seemed like that tip of that mountain is not getting any closer no matter how far you walk. It seems like it's just getting further and further and further, and maybe it's like the day won't come, it's night, there's no light, but it does. Which is why I preach constantly to people that it gets better. That cheesy slogan that's the project, it gets better, it's true. It gets better. If you're being bullied, these people will be out of your life soon. If your parents are not the right people to be your parents, you'll be out of there soon. There are ways out. It may not seem like it, but there is. And I didn't think I needed help, but I needed help, and it took a push from some friends that I definitely did not want. And I was beyond pissed. I was pissed beyond belief that they did what they did. But if they didn't, I wouldn't be in the position where I am now. I wouldn't be happier. And so I think it's really important that if you're feeling depressed or feeling anxious, or that you are spiraling down, it's very important to have a support group and to open up to people. There's only so much you can deal on your own, and your emotional and mental health are just as important as your physical health. And which moves on to my next thing, the support group. If you have a friend who needs your support, or a depressed fan, here are some things that you can do to help out, because looking back, these are things that really helped me. As a person depressed, I let things kind of go. I let things get extreme. I'm a cluttered person in general, but oh my gosh, I let things go to shit. Tidy up their room, clean out their closet, just pick up some trash off their floor. Just having the area cleaner and more open space makes us breathe a little bit easier, and we're able to, it just makes us feel a little better. Keep them in company. Oh my gosh, the feeling of loneliness and isolation is absolutely horrible, but just stay there with them, sit next to them. If we're not capable of talking back or carry a conversation, just talk to us. Tell me about your day, tell me about your pet, complain about the argument that you had with your mom. Just talk, because it makes us feel that we're not by ourselves, and just to know that there's someone there next to us talking even. Give us food. Make sure that we eat. More specifically, I would say make sure that we eat healthy food, because there is sort of a junk food binge, or no eating really at all. And then that's very important for their physical health. And honestly, if you eat and drink water, you will feel a bit better. Keep asking them out to do things, you know? Even if I say no, even if I feel like a burden or somewhat, and I can't bring myself to do any social interaction that day, just being asked to go do things with friends makes me feel amazing. Even if I say no, I may want to say yes, and I definitely want you to keep asking. Instead of asking them if you're okay, because most likely we are not, or our definition of okay will differ from your definition of okay, I would ask, how are you feeling? Because I just think I feel like it helps us be a little bit more open. And things you do not do at all is, do not make your depressed friend, or do not make anyone really feel like they're a burden. Because we already feel like we're a burden. We already feel like we're wasting space, or that I am not a good friend or of such. Don't say, well, I can't handle being around a sad person all the time. Well, okay. That just makes me feel horrible. Like, I'm always your friend. I mean, I was your friend before this. I'm just, I need your support right now, and I'm not getting that. Do not invalidate their feelings. Do not say shit like, oh, everyone gets a little sad sometimes. Or one of my pet peeves, saying things like, oh, you have it so well. Why are you depressed? Or things like, oh, honey, I've seen depressed. You're not depressed. Those things are the worst possible thing you could say to a person depressed. Because you know why? Like, the majority of the time, even if there's a professional diagnosis, we will think, oh, I'm just faking it for attention. I'm just faking it for attention. And that definitely does not help. But I guess this really concludes it. My only thing I have to say is, if things really do get better, they do. Do not give up hope. Even if you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and even if you don't see a way out and you don't want to admit that the way life is right now is actually happening, then it does get better. Trust me. This is not a permanent thing, and that just remember that harming yourself and suicide is a temporary solution to a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You are strong and beautiful, and you have people who care and love for you, even if you don't see it. And you are always welcome to come find me, come talk to me. I will always listen. And your feelings are completely valid, and you are an essential part of this earth. And I love you. See you guys next week. Bye.